All right, guys, welcome to the onboarding of the new app/system. And I guess that's a big. All right, guys, welcome to the onboarding of the new app kind of system that I've been working on. And this is, again, put it out there, an accumulation of my training prowess over the last 15, 20 years, now put into a system that's actually executable, scalable, so I can deliver what I used to do for my PTs on a much more scaled approach. Now, over the next six short videos, when I stutter, you're going to be able to open your app and you'll know exactly what you're going to be doing with it, the structure, the system, your training. It's going to give you a really clear focus and help me sort of help you essentially. Now, this first one is obviously the big picture. It's the most important one because it's going to set the tone for everything else and get you to understand what we're actually building here. So take the time to chip away at these videos, even if you're sitting watching TV or something, just kind of watch through. The more I can get you to understand here, the better. Obviously, you can still ask questions in class, but this is where we want to start from. So what we are building you into is showing you what RX actually means, what are the things that we measure, and what system should we use to actually truly get you there and not just sort of stagnate over time. Now, first of all, we'll start with the destination because most gyms never say it out loud, but what we're building here is strong, capable, healthy adults, right? This is essentially the whole RX standard was built for this. This means people can lift what needs lifting, moving well enough to stay out of trouble, carry a decent engine, and hold that for decades. So it's not like trying to get into the best shape of your life for 3 months and then just going back to square one because you won't absolutely flog yourself. That's not necessary. Now, plenty of you are going to get competitive along the way, and that's cool. We love it. But we want to make sure we're having this minimum standard that you're here to develop and build yourself for these specific reasons, and that challenge or competitions are external aspects that you can sort of chase down as an outlet for your ability that you push yourself in here. So it's a byproduct of naturally going down this road, not the be-all end-all. Now, the word you're going to hear obviously constantly as part of the name of the program, RX means as prescribed. The weight and the movement exactly as it's written in any of the CrossFit programming programs, essentially, or what's no scaling, no bad, no lighter bar. Now, most people have it a little bit backwards. These standards were never written for the top 1% of athletes in the world. They weren't pulled off a competition floor. They were written to define, essentially, again, like I was saying before, a standard of a strong, healthy adult and what that looks like in the real world. You should be able to do pull-ups. You should be able to do a handstand. You should be able to climb a rope. You should be able to back squat 1.5 times your body weight. You should be able to run a 5K in a decent amount of time. These things aren't crazy feats of fitness. They are in general population now, but essentially we're bringing them back to be like, hey, this is just you looking after yourself, and this is the expression of what it looks like. So that's a big one to sort of start to distinguish, and it does sort of set the tone for everything else. Now, the program I've called this program essentially the Road to RX program, and it's got aspects of it, but it's what gets you to that standard. It's what I've done is I've got a checklist of movements, 24 of them to be specific, split across gymnastics, weightlifting, and endurance. Each one has a specific goal that you want to achieve, so that it's like, what is the entry level? Like, what is RX look like on this particular element, right? Now, we set the order, and that's deliberate. It's already built into your app, but it's the shortest path from where you are today to hitting sessions as prescribed and basically getting your body to that standard like we're talking about. Now, notice the language because it matters. Standards are owned. It's not just about weeks served. You can have someone, I've had it, like a client training 2 years and just rocking up, not applying themselves and not going in that sort of direction and still just stagnate for the rest of their lives. I can have someone come on here who's like got a great attitude, wants to move forward, and they see progress every single month. So the whole idea is, like I said, Road to RX is going to take you from just started out. We have an on-ramp program. You guys listening to this have already either gone through it or you've been training with me long enough that I don't need to put you through on-ramp. Then we've got our core Road to RX, which is let's just focus on getting your body to this standard. And then it's like, cool, where do we go from here? This is our Beyond RX, which some of our athletes can go down, which is developing you even further again. Now, 2 things are going to get measured, and these are the Road to RX goals. The first is what your body can do, which is your performance outcomes. This is the movement standards we just talked about, tracked on your board, earned by a score. And the second, what your body actually is, what makes up your body composition. And this comes from your in-body scan. So not just subjective, like, oh, I feel this way or I feel that way. It's just a static reading to say, well, this is exactly where your body's at. And then I can mark it in a scale. We use the sickness, wellness, fitness, and athletic continuum. Basically, you'll see on there, a nice little graphic of going from left to right. This is actually on your dashboard as well. And you'll kind of see where you sit. Now, the athletic line is 14% body fat for women, 10 for men. And we aim to move it roughly about a point a month. Is like, it sounds slow, but it's like, you got to understand, like, and I guess some of you actually far exceed that. We always get that, but it's more about, yes, I'm doing the right things to move in that direction, because you're accomplishing a bunch of different goals, not just one. Your body composition and you're refining that is great. And for my guys that are already in athletic, so there's a bunch of us, we want to maintain that, right? Like, I know a lot of you guys are moving towards this direction, eating this way, but it's like, once you do get there, that's a standard you want to hold yourself to the rest of life. And it's not as hard as you think, but that's a good way to look at your body composition. You can see here too in your dashboard, as you do your check-ins, it will actually give you a summary of like, cool, you're doing really well. Or if you're having some issues along the way, us as coaches can help. In the past, a lot of this sort of stuff gets missed. It's very hard to keep track of everything. It's kind of one of the reasons I love this tool. And I was able to purpose build it rather than use 1,000 different tools and basically run myself into the ground trying to help you guys. Big thing here is, again, just giving you some clear guidance and goals. Next thing we're going to tap into is we now know what we're chasing, and this is going to be how we get it. So it's the same 4 steps on repeat. So 1, set the target. Your scan sets your food and your training load. So you're not guessing, you're not in like just a basic generic plan. 2, which often gets overlooked, which is the planning side of things. A lot of you guys are really good at, yes, I want this thing over here. I know what I've got to do, which I've given you a clear goal of like, okay, for you to achieve that, you need to do these things. The missing goal in the middle is the planning. And this is kind of where this tool far exceeds any other tool you'll ever use, which again, as you go through the videos, it'll work out itself. So with the plan, you'll plan the week. That's the Sunday sitting, 7 days of food, and sessions, and your training locked in. It'll take you probably 10 to 15 minutes or maybe 20 on the first time, once a Sunday, but that's it. You're ready to rock and roll for the week. So 3rd step is then executing that. You're obviously well and good at the plan, and I 100% agree you need to make sure you do that. It's just as important. And then you got to just go and shop and follow the plan, right? And then 4, let's measure of those things that we've been doing. Are they doing the desired outcome that we need? And that's the check-in that we usually run. We'll go through the check-in cadence later on, but that's once a month, and we've got a detail of that. And for my guys who are already far exceeding, that drops because I don't need to be on you as much. But that's a really, really basic way to look at it in regards to your planning. Now, one more thing before I let you go. Raise the Bar is our challenge series. This is something that will start to unify rather than everyone doing their own individual thing, which is still cool. You guys will do that. But this starts to unify you guys on like, right, what are we going to tackle as a gym? What is the next outcome I want to do? What is the next challenge I want to push for? What is the next Road to RX movement I want to push off? I guarantee you, for those of you that hate running as an example, because we're doing some running stuff into this next challenge. A bunch of you have never run a 5K before. Some of you have, but it's not to the standard, like you just made it through. And then some of you have smashed that 5K and are ready for that next challenge. So there's going to be 3 sort of levels here. Again, we'll go into a bit more detail, but the idea being, because these are 6-week blocks, that we will get you to focus on, again, driving as a unit, as a team towards that goal. It's much more enjoyable having a performance goal than constantly harping on the body fat. Body fat is important, but it's very hard to stay motivated when you see these small micro changes over time than when you do, like, man, I just did my first ever 5K, or I just ran a 5K sub 25 minutes. I've never done that in my life. That makes you want to eat better. That makes you want to, like, because you're actually seeing tangible change and real outcomes. It's a big difference, and you're genuinely achieving something. Even when you start to get lean, because it's so gradual, it feels sort of like, I'm lean now. Like, it's not this significant achievement, like going from this to this, which is where this sort of ties into. That'll be popped up on your app, and you'll be able to register for that. It's coming up the 15th of August. So that's the big picture. Building strong, capable, healthy adults. RX is the standard that defines it. Your board and your scan are the 2 measures, and the system is target, plan, execute, and measure on repeat. Dial in. We've got a few more videos to get through. I know I sort of rambled on here, but just chip away. They are well worth it. You're going to be able to get a much better outcome. And again, we can still talk in class. I'll see you on the next video.